Well, good morning. It's actually the night before Christmas, and all through my house, it's been quiet as a mouse until now, because I'm ready to tell you all about the year of dealing with police, politicians, and the courts, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Mass. 30 years ago it started, Bethlehem, New Hampshire. William Eugene Asher married me under a false name using Donald Luther Jr. 30 years later, Bethlehem, New Hampshire, and New Hampshire State Police have still failed. This is Stratford County, the case number, human trafficking, back in 2024, and then they recused from the case. Why is that, Stratford County? Can you tell everybody? And then he gets his new husband a visa and a driver's license in New Hampshire. Ask Sally Jesse Raphael one more time, episode 14, where is it? And you never found him because he's still out here working for the police. But you're dead. West Virginia. He's now in Rochester, New Hampshire, married to a guy. Linda Thorman, the woman he duped and embezzled money from in West Virginia. My daughter's car that was stolen, and then, for some odd reason, it caught fire with no apparent reason. Retaliation, perhaps? Well, Your Honor, I don't appreciate your frivolous activity, your malicious activity, or your prosecutor with the blood-stained hands of every single one of you, including Essex County Sheriff. Isn't that right, Trevor? The only thing awkward about the hearing was that I attended by phone and refused to leave my daughter's bedside because she was in grave condition. How about that? Oh, yes. And then the harassment persisted and was consistent between the sister mother and the son brother. Island Pond, Vermont. Sex predators and child molesters. So ask what happened to this case, because I reported the predators, the stalkers, and the child molesters. And like I said, and you saw and you read the shots out of the car, well, this is the car that burned shortly after. And why is that, Vincent Taluzzi? Did my daughter have some proof that you didn't want known? That was just months after she had been found after gone missing. So but the baby girl, she still did it. She still had Christmas, and she's still alive to tell about it. So fuck you, all of you. Missing persons sex trafficking case. She was sex trafficked. Missing from Island Pond, Vermont, found in Florida. Eric Malaria, Homeland Security, sex trafficking presentations, and sex trafficking worker. He works with William Asher, hiding the trafficking, exploiting children and women, and hiding the cases. Isn't that right, Eric Millar? They were gonna have me do what? They didn't do any of it. They hid the fucking case. Look this video up on YouTube. Look this up on YouTube. And this. Proof of William Eugene Asher living under a false name at Spurwink, working as a DSP worker. You're a failure, and karma got you. Suspended from practice. And those are just a few of the reasons why I filed billions against the state, the church, the newspapers, and many more. And what happened to my run for state rep? Can you explain that, Caledonia Record? Newspaper, Dana Wellman. Can you explain that, Steve? Can you explain that, Vincent Luzzi? How about you, Governor Phil Scott? Explain it all to the public. That's called what? Fraud. Voter fraud. And then, Garland, Maine. Someone went in my home and stole my dog. The same morning I was in Skowhegan, Maine, at the district court filing paperwork and protection orders against the sheriff. Ask Garland, Maine, why they're getting a lawsuit amended order, not only for the price tag of the town, 3 times more. Why did this happen? Just so you know, Eric Millar is now the chief of police in New Durham, New Hampshire. He failed duty. He hid a lot of sex trafficking and human trafficking cases. And all of this went missing. It was hidden in the court system, and then it went missing. Imagine that. You can't trust law enforcement. They're all fucking corrupt. And they're all tied up in lawsuits because of it. So what happened to it? Hey, Maine, don't forget about Cocaine Jane, Janet Mills. My daughter was missing. She was sex trafficked by police and politicians. Island Pond, Vermont predators, and found in Florida. I brought her home, and then, lo and behold, they burned my home. Some of what happened to my daughter. On my way to court against my husband, William Asher. P.S. Don't go into Planet Fitness. This right here was a mirror. They could see from the entrance of the girls' locker room all the way into the showers and the changing stalls. It came down right after I got a picture of it, but let me tell you something. There's more to it. William Asher. William Eugene Asher. William Eugene Asher. These are just some of my husband's addresses. Teen runs away from the abuse. And the state, DHHS, DCF, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation still hiding the information about ex-Chief of Police Jeffrey Noyes. Try to locate this guy and ask him if he's still willing to sue the shit out of each state that William Eugene Asher, used his identity in. You'll probably find him in the gay community. That's what I heard anyway. What about Dr. Boyven? This is George from Cosmos, Salisbury. He had been stalking, riding around, continuously stalking. And that was after I filed a lawsuit against him for extortion. Why so many aliases? Why have you used my mother's name, William? And no, my daughter wasn't arrested for driving and drinking and killing somebody, but she certainly did file lawsuits that went missing. Isn't that right, Janine, at the USPS? All ties into Wendell Noyes. That's right. And the mental health patients up in Stratford, New Hampshire. Every fucking bit of this vandalism to my camper. And there's a case documented with Seabrook, New Hampshire. So why is it that Mr. Walker's hiding this information? Well, the lawsuits are moving forward. And it all went missing. Go ahead, call the court in Rochester, New Hampshire. Go ahead, call the Superior Court in Dover, New Hampshire, and find out why everything went missing. What part of the court does my husband work for? Which police department? Or is he an FBI informant? These pictures were not actual pictures, but they were made up and sent out on Facebook, social media, and other groups about my daughter, and it was done by William Eugene Asher out of Rochester, New Hampshire. Ah, yes, Wendell Noyes was caught, and there are his fingerprints, and that, again, is a reason why the police refused to investigate. He vandalized my Nissan Xterra. It still sits at Littleton Chevrolet. Littleton Chevrolet refuses to work on it because they're all fucking friends and they all tie in together. Isn't that the truth? So that's more New Hampshire failure, because Wendell Noyes is the one that got away literally with raping and killing Selena Cass, 11 years old, Stewartstown, New Hampshire. And oh yes, I've got insurance money on the way. The insurance company for the county is covering the fact that a police officer set me up to be abused because he got in trouble and arrested in Maryland. Isn't that true, Sheriff? Frederick, Maryland. All because I saved my daughter's life. And fuck you, because I'll do it again.